Hey followers, did you just saw the news 2 hours ago? PPI, Producer Price Index, came just higher than the last months. And not just the last months, as well than expected. And yesterday as well, we saw a pump in BTC USD. And now I want to talk about why this happened, what does it mean with the Producer Price Index, and what is coming next in the market, what should we see in the market. So let's go into it and I will explain further more. So, first of all, you see core PPI and PPI, which called Producer Price Index, came higher than the latest months. And what does it mean? What is the Producer Price Index? And you see that here, the measures change in the price of finished goods and services sold by producers. So, what is it? It's actually that what we're calling for inflation. If producers selling for higher prices, obviously it's because of inflation, right? Or because of higher costs. And this is actually the thing where the Fed is scared of, because they was telling us weeks ago that they are scared that because of the buying pressure from all the peoples, because of the low unemployment rate, that the producer prices get higher and we see another inflation over there. And then we see another peak or maybe move to the upside to the other inflation. Because on the latest news with the CPI, we saw that CPI went lower, but as well just by 0.1%, which is not much, right? And then yesterday we got retail sales, and what is calling for retail sales here again, change in the total value of sales at the retail level. So again, if we have high inflation and the market is bad, what is normally going to low? What is going lower? Of course, normally the retail sales, right? If you don't have money, you can't buy some things. But as you see as well here, it's crazy rising. The previous one was minus 1.1%. The forecast one was 1.9% higher. And now we got actually 3% higher, which is crazy. So we got more in sales, we got more in producer price index. So the prices are higher as well. So what does it mean? That the market, the unemployment rate, the employment rate is still super good. So everyone has the money, and that will be the problem, that we maybe see the rise of inflation. Because unemployment is low, people still can invest in, still spend the money to buy something, right? And this is a problem, because maybe then we see the salary inflation, which bring us then higher into the next inflation. If we're coming here to the CME watch tool, and here again, as well interesting, we see right now a change. Before we had 12%, before we had 9%, and a month ago we had 5%. Now we have 15% of a change of 50 basis points. If we check the probabilities, right, we see right now we should see the next one for 25 basis points. We see another change of 25 basis points. And then there's another one which is priced in to 5.5%. And just before, people was not even expecting 2 rate hikes, and now they're already pricing 3 rate hikes in. Is it good? Is it bad for the markets? We will see furthermore. One more interesting thing, what we saw, Binance is minting TUSD, which is strange. I don't know why, but we got the info from Whale Alert. They're posting all times alerts if someone is moving big amount of US dollars. But you see here, they just minted some TUSD of 15 million USD. Strange. Don't ask me why, but you see that here as well. Don't ask me why they're doing that. I don't even have an answer on that. And of course, if this is true, you always have to think about, well, how is that possible? Terra is already not there anymore. How is that possible? So, then let's go to the charts, because this is the most important thing. I guess everyone is waiting for that. And yeah, what did we saw? We saw the pump in BTC USD, but furthermore, which is interesting, we didn't saw the pump in the normal stock market. And why is it like that? Why did we saw it like that, and why is it like that? And I would say it's because we had the problem with Binance about BUSD, right? And everyone right now obviously is selling BUSD. And for what are they selling it? Either way, they have the possibility for selling it into fiat, which is dangerous because market cap for that on the exchange will be maybe not that high. So if people wants to sell their stablecoins, I still think they're gonna buy for that BTC because BTC is still on a low level, and why shouldn't they buy some BTCs for it? So that's an interesting way to see it, but there's one possibility, right? With all the regulations against stablecoins, people will invest the stablecoins into cryptos, which is fine for the first run, right? For the first run, it's fine. But if we're looking then further on it, it could be quite difficult because obviously then there's no money left for buying back. Then we need some new people coming in with fiat to buy some bitcoins, right? So it's kind of more the push we see now, but the money later for seeing the next push will be maybe not there, right? Because if someone don't have any more the stable coins because they already invested that, and yeah, that's one thought why we saw the push. As well, what is about BTC right now? Because now we closed above the 24,000. I said if we're coming below that, then the next target will be like 25,000. We nearly touched the 25 close. We touched the 24,950. There's still the possibility if we're going even higher, the possibility to go above this high and then to that liquidity fair value gap, which is around 28,000, or maybe a retest of this level here, which is around 26,000. So I still think with this push to the upside, if we don't see the move to the downside on this weekly basis, right, then we might see a new high creating from this one. So we're going above the 25,100, and then it will be interesting what are we doing here. If we're coming over this level, then we're coming back to 35,000, and I guess then there's not much left to go even higher. So we are on a really, really interesting move right now. If we're creating to match get higher than 30,000 or 33,000, then like closing above this block here around 37,000, then even we have the possibility to going higher, creating new highs, which is unbelievable, which is crazy because again, we are on very high interest rates right now, and this would be really crazy. But again, we still have a lot of people who still thinks we make a new low, and I guess we don't gonna make it as soon as people don't believe on that anymore, and then we maybe could do that. So yeah, super interesting, and we will see where the market will go further up. But the chances for some new lows, we need to close again below 21,000 to go even lower again. And but of course we could close again below 23,500 to retest this level here. But to go even lower, we need to close below this level, 21,000. So I normally can move this one higher up here and say, okay, if we're closing below this level, then we can go even lower. But right now it looks bullish. And but I would be still scared on that if we're checking this chart here, right? We still see here as well, again, everyone was talking about the divergence we had on the bottom here, right? Now we have a divergence on the highs here, right? As you see, we make all times lower highs, and MACD is doing the same. So I would be really not scared but cautious about this push, because as I said, the push could be just come because of this move of BUSD, and people had to invest money. This is to BUSD and BTC. If we're checking the other coins, dollar index just going higher as well, As I said, we took out sell side liquidity, market goes higher, it's fine, we still have placed 106. And S&P 500 just moved lower as well, could control himself by the open of the US market, but still there should be the target to 40.80 first, and then as well this lower level, we didn't hit our targets here. And yeah, so again, on the S&P side, Nasdaq side, it's super interesting. I still think we will come to a day, and it will be very close. The day is not long enough, and we don't need much anymore, where we really see a big volatile move to the downside or upside. I guess more to the downside, where we really go like 500 to 1000 pips or dollars here just to the downside on the S&P, which would lead as well the market to a little crash on cryptos, because every time you see we coming up, we see a big crash to the downside, every time the same. And yeah, it looks really strange actually to me. It looks really strange. And yeah, it will be interesting what's gonna happen in the next days. If we're checking all the other altcoins, you see everyone is pumping, everyone is going higher. ETH just go higher right now as well, crossed above this highs. So ETH is pushing as well. And yeah, it will be interesting what we're gonna see on the next weeks, what we see, how the market is doing about all the news about inflation, because right now every time we get the chance or the thinking of pricing in more interest rates, the market is moving higher, which is not not a, like, it is a casual move, right? If we're looking, for example, unemployment versus inflation versus S&P 500, you see every time we go higher with the interest rates, then the market is going higher as well. And we saw that every time, right? So every time we have this kind of move, you see that here, you see that there. Every time we go higher as well on price. And as soon as we're pivoting, then the market is going to crash, because there must be a reason why we're pivoting. And normally it is because of the markets, and there will be an unemployment rise, a rate rise, and then we see the crash. So it will be really, really interesting when we see the pivot and what's going to happen when we see the pivot. So I think that's the most important things. But overall, market is pushing. Don't try to short against it. Try to short at least on higher levels, so BTC can still go to 25,000, as I said, and then we can go here to 28,000. So stay safe on that side, and yeah, have a great day, have a great week, and we're gonna hear us later again. Bye.